Good morning, and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Guys, today we are talking about mindfulness. As I may have mentioned, I'm reading again Thich Nhat Hanh's Mindfulness, The Miracle of Mindfulness book. So you'll be hearing lots of ideas around mindfulness by the next couple more weeks. So thanks for being here. Let me clear my throat. If you are new, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com, see about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. We have a series of great workshops and presentations, webinars, etc. that you can take advantage of. So reach out via the online portal or reach out directly, old school, on the telephone. All the information is there. So thanks for being here. I should also say a few words about myself first. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher, author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, author of the acclaimed historical novel Americus, author of the Pulitzer Prize nominated Animating Black and Brown Liberation, a Theory of American Literatures. I am also the board president of a great nonprofit here in LA's Crenshaw District called The World Stage. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergrad, my master's from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature from the University of California at Riverside. Guys, I'm an expert at being productive, all right? I don't say that to brag or boast. I say it because people are almost always surprised to hear about that level of productivity, given how crazy my own personal narrative is. I am the product of a young woman who was sexually assaulted at age 16, gave birth to me at 17. As a result of that assault, and then subsequently gave me up for adoption to an amazing single divorcee. At the time, there were no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD, yet it's cool. Modi famously said, "How you like me now?" And if I can be this productive through joy, I am knowing and believing that other people in their own lanes and their own ways can also be similarly productive. And that fact really inspires this show. I know, it's not where you're from, it's where you're about to go. So thanks for joining us this morning. So today, guys, we're talking about mindfulness. And let me give you a brief definition of mindfulness as the way how I understand mindfulness. Mindfulness is simply being in the present moment, being aware of the present moment, being aware of your thoughts, being aware of your body, being aware of they call them the five aggregates in the Buddhist tradition: mind, body, objects, mental objects, and consciousness. And thoughts. And so just being self-aware, not in a weird, neurotic, crazy way, but self-aware, like being conscious of what you are about in that metacognitive way, to be thinking about what you're thinking about as well. Super important. Well, how do you do that? That seems like a lot of work. It actually can be a lot of work in the beginning and probably forever. But the issue is to be able to do it in a way that it's not work, it's practice. And it's a process towards being your highest self. At times they call it enlightenment in the Buddhist tradition. Black people call it living your best life. You can use your own nomenclature there, but the thing is, you're looking to build from the inside out. All right, so that's point one. Mindfulness helps you to build from the inside out. What does that mean? So in America, although we have viewers from all over the world now, but in America, we do many things great and many things not great at all. All right. One thing that Americans are great at, have been great at, is building external structures, building stuff, creating stuff. This American system has been really, really good at innovating and creating things. We're great at building structures, buildings, institutions, businesses. We're great at that. And that's fine, right? We're not so great at, although I think it is changing now, at building what I would call internal infrastructure. So, which goes right into point two. You want to think about and be mindful about as an aspirational goal. I want to, the way I built my career or built these buildings or built these things or built these businesses, I want to build my internal infrastructure. I want to build myself up, right? And we do that. If you know this show, we talk a lot about meditation, yoga, other types of kind of metaphysical approaches to internal infrastructure building. And so you want to think about that as an aspiration and make that a practice, because when you begin to build from the inside out, you're preparing yourself to attract the people, the situations that you need to go build your external structures. Because when you are building your internal infrastructure, you're just going to be more joyful, more happy, in an authentic way. People can fake it and shake it, but if you're around people long enough, you can kind of see what they're all about. That's my experience. If you're especially in close proximity with them, because people for the most part show you who they are, or they just tell you. Donald Trump told us who he is. He grabs stuff, he lies. That's what he does. He's about him. He's about himself. And we have people in our lives who are the same way. And at times we don't really believe people when they tell us who they are. You want to believe them, and then make decisions based upon that, right? And so, but that also can be seen in a positive way too. When you are authentically in the joy and about service, you're going to attract people who are going to want to be around that, which goes right into point 3. As you attract the people who want to be around what you are doing, what positivity you're putting out, what service you're being about, that's how you begin to create a team that can do this service, excellence, greatness at a larger scale. You want to scale up. It takes a team to scale up, for sure. I was just thinking about how many of us are watching the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance, which was really, last night. It was really fascinating. I like to study people who are great at what they do and see if I can, and then borrow or steal ideas from their ascent to greatness, apply them when applicable to my own life. And I just love watching that Jordan documentary and see the good and the bad of his worldview. But there's lots of good that we can take from Jordan. Striving for excellence, right? I'm not so keen on doing whatever it takes, sacrificing family and whatever else he sacrificed. Seemed a bit too much, but that worked for him. But there are many ways to get to that mountaintop. And in the new model that I think is equally as effective, being about service and love and internal infrastructure building through meditation, for example, is not just as good as Jordan's approach, but better. The things that we need to demonstrate. In my case, I need to demonstrate that I can do the Jordan thing in my particular world. So that's where I'm at right now, which is greatness, which is point 3. You want to use the mindfulness to be about greatness, but not just for ego aggrandizement or at all, but for your family, community, and of course yourself. Mindfulness, doing this work of internal infrastructure, isn't just about, look, I built this big old building inside myself and put a Trump Tower name on top of it. No, it's about being your best self, living your best life, that you can be of service to your family, your community, and yourself, so the team can win. It's about the team. Jordan famously said he was told, "Hey, that there's no I in team," but he said there's an I in win. And that's funny and true to a certain extent, but there's many ways to win, and winning in community is way better, because Michael Jordan was very lonely, clearly, and very unhappy with his life. And he's Michael Jordan with a life. He should have been full of joy. He clearly was not. I once heard Kobe say, "I don't do joy or happiness." I was like, that's because you're a fool. To have that much money and power, not do happiness, is not smart. So I'm saying we can be happy, joyful, and powerful at the same time. That's it. Thanks for being here. Boom goes to that dynamite, guys. We'll see you this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces. I'm out.